Hello everyone, this is Ultimate Number. Happy New Year! Welcome to 2019. Well, I'm recording this on New Year's Eve. Anyway, I don't know when this will be posted. Probably January 3rd, honestly. Because the way my schedule's kind of fucked up. Anyway, this is a game that still exists. And you might be wondering, what is there left to do in this game? Also, what happened to the VMU window? What happened to it? Let's just say... Well, first of all, I'm gonna do a little special here. This was meant to be a Christmas special. Instead, this is New Year's Eve special. So anyway, I'm using better SADX here. And, yeah, I'm using that to get the DLCs out of the way that I just couldn't get earlier. Also, I believe this music plays even when I'm traveling. Let me find out. It does. Sure it does. Now, hold on. I bet you're wondering, I already did a Christmas DLC. Why am I showing it again? This is a different one. This is for Japan This is for Japan Christmas 1998. And sure enough, you can get this English too. Somehow. Not sure if you recognize all three of these songs here, but I think I'll list them here. In post, that is. I'm going all over the place here. So yeah, this DLC is basically like the Christmas 1999 one, except instead of playing
the train headed for the
Knight's Christmas music, it plays actual Christmas-related songs. I guess Knight's wasn't out yet? I don't know. So yeah. Better SADX just happens to have every VMU DLC. And I tried using the actual DLC on the VMU. They just won't work on my copies. They just won't work. Also, as you can tell by those buttons, I'm using the Dreamcast mod. So we're basically going to pretend that this is still the Dreamcast LP. It's just that no more VMU window. Sorry. Anyway, I'm going to move on to the next VMU DLC here, so give me a minute. Okay, so this next VMU DLC here is QUO. QUO Challenge. QUO. This is another DLC that I just cannot get working. Like, pretty much every VMU DLC I'm going to show off in this particular part is going to be stuff that I just was not able to show off. Also, you can definitely tell this is better SADX because it's sunset. But yeah, you should know. Yeah, I'm just stuttering here. So this challenge here is basically to find all of these, the QUO cards. Don't know how to pronounce the name. I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna show off where they're hiding, and then I'm gonna speedrun it to see how fast of a time I get. I believe this was European only. In fact, most of these are European only. Some of them are Japanese, but most of them are Europeans for some reason. So, number 4, 5, and 6 is where they get you, because apparently you can go to Mystic Ruins, and apparently the timer still goes. So that means there must be some stuff here, right? Correct. Like, you would think you would have to go search all around Station Square to find them. Nope, you don't. I have done these blind, and I thought they were all in Station Square, but just, nope. They were major douchebags and just made 3 of them here. For some reason. You would think all of them are in Station Square because 3 of them are in the same area of Station Square. You might think the other 3 are like maybe in different areas of Station Square. Nope, they're in Mystic Ruins. Alright, now let's speedrun this and see how fast of a time I can get. My goal is under 1 minute. Also, with these challenges, as with the AT&T challenges, you can press Y to reset the timer. Let me demonstrate that. Well, you have to pause and then press Y, I believe. Yep. Nope. Also, never saw that balloon reappear like that before. Anyway, let's get this speedrun on the show. Can we get under 1 minute? Also, because this is not on actual Dreamcast, I can't do diagonal boost. Which, by the way, the diagonal boost was actually explained to me why it happens. It's because this emulator is emulating third-party controllers. And these third-party controllers just so happen to have a really weird dead zone, where if you go completely up or down, you veer to the left. And if you go diagonal, then yeah, you just get diagonal boost. That's it. Obviously, I'm not going to explain everything about these events, I'm just explaining the gist of them. Like, I know there was contests behind most of these things. Like, you're supposed to get the fastest possible times and whatnot. I don't know what the prizes were, don't ask me. I haven't researched this stuff very much. I'm just going to do these to show that they exist. Now, let's move on to the next DLC, which is Famitsu, which I really kind of hate. Alright, time for Famitsu, which, based on my blind runs, was a piece of shit. It really is when you're finding these. Honestly, Tails is best to get these. Sonic just, I don't know, Tails can fly, and he's just good for building up speed, especially since some of these are located in water, which Sonic's not very good at maneuvering. So, unlike QUO, these are all in Station Square, however, they're far more spread out this time. I will show you where they all are again, and then I will speedrun it. No idea, and as before, no idea what it's meant to celebrate, no idea what the contests behind them were, no idea of anything. Okay, so it says you're supposed to find Sonic. They're not Sonic, these are just realistic hedgehogs. Someone want to explain to me why? And these are all located in dastardly locations, like this. Also, I think these are designed in such a way that everyone can have access to them, but even so, they're just, I had to look everywhere like 10 times or more, and these events have a 10-minute time limit, by the way. Oh, by the way, while I'm at it, I never spoke to these two in my LP. There's various NPCs that can appear in this patch of grass here that I just almost never speak to. Yep, one hidden in here. I don't know if you want to become a blue hedgehog. Didn't at one point you want to become a rabbit that can grab stuff called Feels the Rabbit? Fun fact, did you know that Sonic the Hedgehog was originally going to be Feels the Rabbit, and the mechanic was gonna be similar to Ristar? Also, this! Fucking this! No one's gonna find that. No one. So where's the fifth one? Also, hold on. Okay, sorry about all that noise, and I'm sorry if you can pick up the fireworks going on. But anyway. Here's the fifth one. Here's the fifth one. You can barely see it. Just... why? Why did they do that? Why were they evil enough to do that? I hate this event because of... I hate this event if you're blind. But race-wise, it's kinda neat because you're going to various places in Station Square, but some of them are still hard to access to. Okay, let's start the speedrun. My goal is under 75 seconds, which is 1:15. Also, I gotta say, the camera in this mod is, or maybe this version I'm playing, is like really bad. It tends to get stuck most of the time.
The train headed for the Mystic Ruins will be departing soon.
You might not believe me, but did you know that that better SADX uses SADX PC as the base? Like, it doesn't mod Steam at all. It just changes it to the PC version. It's just straight up the PC version if you install the mod and just play it without the mods turned on. It's straight up SADX PC, which explains the horrible keyboard controls. Horrible. Like, these keyboard controls are horrid and just unconfigurable. Just why would they do this? I'm not gonna get sub 775. See, look at this. That's my biggest complaint about the PC version, is just camera. What's that? I know there's camera mods, but they don't help. Well, I didn't get my goal, but that wasn't my fastest time by any means, but that is kinda fast. And if you're a speedrunner, that's like, oh, I could do it in like under a minute. Anyway, moving on to the next mod, which I believe is Reebok Challenge, which is another thing I really wanted to show up but couldn't. Actually, I lied. It's not Reebok Challenge. It's actually a rather pointless one, much like the Christmas. Well, it's more pointless than the Christmas one. Remember the launch party DLC I showed that was kind of pointless? I'm showing the other two versions of that, Japanese and European. The main points of interest are the European one, really, because instead of having a white background, they have a purple background, celebrating their launch of the Dreamcast. Well, I would say it's the beginning of my comeback to Sonic Adventure. Not only will I soon be doing Chow, but also I would like to say right now, I want to do something that I promised since the beginning of this LP. And that was so long ago. I should have done this before I started my next LP, honestly, but it didn't really occur to me. Anyway, moving on to the next DLC. Oh, here we are, the next DLC, and it's one of the most useless ones, honestly, in terms of the way we see them, because we're not Japan. Because this is literally just the American launch party DLC, except celebrating Japanese. How so? Same color, same banners, same text. Same text, apparently. I guess it only works if you're on Japan? Or set the language to Japanese, I mean. I checked, this is Japan. Like, I set the mod loader to load the Japan one. Apparently it doesn't count if you're not using the Japan language. So since it's literally the same as the one I showed in my Sonic Adventure LP, I'm gonna move on to Reebok. Okay, Reebok time. Time for the Reebok Challenge, which was a challenge that I was looking forward to a lot when I was doing the VMU DLC, when I did it. Because this one actually affects an action stage. This one affects Emerald Coast. Which, I really love Emerald Coast, so you bet I was looking forward to this. But first, gotta look at the banners. Gotta look at them. They're important. At least they tell you what's happening. So this, unlike the other DLCs, I actually know what's going on behind this. Reebok, and I'm actually, well, I was wearing a Reebok shirt. No, last I wore a shirt. Well, I'm obviously wearing a different shirt now. Don't take that to mean the wrong way. I mean, you get it. So, Reebok wanted to... Obviously going to show up where they are first. So, Reebok wanted to sponsor their new shoes. How did they do it? By putting them in Sonic Adventure. And basically the whole story in Sonic Adventure is basically Robotnik stole the shoes and hid them in Emerald Coast, and Sonic has to go and get these shoes. That's the idea. That's how they want to sponsor their new shoes. I don't think there's I don't think there is a contest behind this. Maybe there was like, if you did this fast enough, you get a free pair of shoes or something. I don't know the exact details. I know that this was in fact a concert or a contest, not concert, contest. And if you were in the top something, then you would win a prize. Like, this is a really cool thing. I really wish there was more stuff like this. I mean, mission mode in SADX kinda did it, but they're not too unique. So, like, why couldn't they have other stuff besides medallions, balloons, flags? No, why can't they have stuff like Reebok shoes or other brand stuff not from Sonic? Like, if they did stuff like this in basically every level, and it's different for every character, every stage, that would be really awesome. Alright, so that first one was just showing off where they were. Here's a speed run of it. Let's try to focus because, you know, I'm Sonic. When you're Sonic, you know you have to focus. And those of you who actually watched my A missions of Sonic, you know that those required total focus, kind of. Well, they required like 80% focus because, my goodness, were some of those missions hard without spin dashing. If you haven't watched those, I recommend them, because Speed Highway and Emerald Coast specifically are borderline unfair without spin dashing on Mission A. They're real evil. Why would they put signs here? I mean, you're not gonna touch them, but like, they're good for aesthetics. You don't have to touch every of them. New challenge run. Do this challenge in under 5 minutes while touching every single sign and without dying. I love how you can do that. Oh. I love how you can just spin dash there and not get caught by the wind. I bet you can do this in sub a minute, knowing speedrunners. Also, remember that monkey that just no one acknowledges? There it is. There's its only purpose. I believe if you touch that sign before getting all the shoes, it's all like, oh, you can't go this way, there's no more shoes past here, But, like, this is one of my favorite DLCs. My favorite is still the Millennium Rings. I mean, why can't they do some more stuff like this? They really should. Anyway, going on to the final DLC, which is a DLC I've showed before, but is in better SADX, they expanded upon it. Okay, so everyone, remember the Samba Grand Prix DLC that I showed before? Because we're about to be doing that.
Select your character.
We're gonna do that with every character except Supersonic, obviously, because choosing Supersonic ignites story mode. And I set this to not be able to play in story mode. So what's special about SADX, or better SADX version? Remember how I mentioned there's unused courses? We're about to be doing those. Sonic doesn't have it specifically, because Sonic's is set to be the actual Samba Grand Prix. I also have it set for this music to play only when you're as Sonic. Also, that was a perfect speed boost. There's 6 courses in total. One of them is this. One of them is literally Twinkle Circuit. The other 4 are never seen ever. My guess was that they were all going to be part of the same Grand Prix, because Grand Prix is not just one course. Grand Prix are like 4 or 5 courses. Well, all I know is that they're more than one course. Well, because I'm not Big the Cat, I'm not going to be as fast. Actually, that's not true. Sonic has one of the Sonic does have high top speed, it's just that he has a bit of low acceleration. Knuckles is just the best racer altogether, but for some reason in the VMU DLC, the music is just allergic to Knuckles. Supersonic Racing doesn't like Knuckles. If anything, it shouldn't like Amy, because this music plays for Amy, for crying out loud. And Amy's like the worst racer in Sonic Racing, in Sonic R. I guess they were going to call it Sonic Racing, but that sounded too bland, so they just called it Sonic R. That's my guess. Well, we already viewed this course already. Each course takes about 2 minutes, so whatever. Just here for filler. I assign different courses to every character. Unfortunately, Gamma has the regular Twinkle Circuit. I guess I'll show off Twinkle Circuit. Just, we'll view Twinkle Circuit one last time, just for good time's sake. That course was obviously called Samba Grand Prix, or Samba GP.
Select your character. Here I come, Sonic.
Tails has a course called Eggman's Challenge, which is not the hardest course, thankfully. None of these courses are really hard, per se. They do have their difficulty. This is not the hardest one. See those rings paired like that? You go clean through them as Tails, because Tails just has a baby car. Remember how I said I thought Tails was actually faster than Sonic? That's false. Tails has a higher acceleration than Sonic, but has terrible top speed. Well, not terrible, but like, not as good as Sonic's. That was a weird formation. You've got a set of 3 speed boosts, 2 sets of 3 speed boosts assigned like that in a turn like that. Which is really weird to me. Miss every ring. I've said this millions of times, or maybe not millions of times, but like, you should know by now that when you collect rings, your top speed increases. It's kind of like the coins in Mario Kart. Also, how do you get that capsule? You always overshoot it. How do you get it? Do you have to be Amy? Because Amy's just so gosh dang slow. I'll bet you anything, even Amy overshoots that. Not even Amy's horribleness can get that capsule. Maybe unless you break in midair, which you kinda can do. Let me try that. I've never tried that. That's kinda risky. There is a break, even though this is a hover car. There is a break. And I could kinda get it. I couldn't really slow down. But I can see myself getting it. Not as Amy, though. I bet anyone can get that if they use the brake. The brake's not even that noticeable, it's just you're not accelerating. Well, I guess it does have some effects, like I would like to see a comparison of not holding acceleration compared to holding the B button, assuming the B button actually does anything. Which I'm assuming it does, because, you know, it's a racing vehicle, it should have a brake. But how can hover cars have brakes?
Select your character.
Okay, let's go.
I mean, if planes can have brakes, so can a hover car, I guess. I kinda just don't get how they work, honestly. I'm not a plane expert. Or hovering expert. So Knuckles, of course, is really funny. It's called Upward Battle, and you will see why shortly. It's really druggy. First time I played it, I'm like, what the hell is this? And you will have that same reaction. Look at this!
Whoa!
Just,
Whoa!
what is this? You're taking ramps up a 90-degree angle. Tempted to make that SpongeBob quote, and I will. Especially on ones that go up at a 90-degree angle.
Whoa!
You can't chase Knuckles, especially when he goes up 90-degree walls.
Whoa!
Well, I mean, you kinda can, because you got the ramps that take you up them, and they stop you to a screeching halt. Just, what is this course? Also, have you noticed yet that these courses are just,
Whoa!
like, they're not,
Whoa!
like pretty much every game ever, they're not made from scratch, really. They're made of chunks. Like, you saw there that exact same turn from Tails' course, and you have that last turn from Twinkle Circuit. Yeah, those are chunks. Every course is apparently made of chunks. Apparently the starting line and those 3 boosts for a straight line also is a chunk, apparently. The more you know. Pretty much every game is made of chunks. Well, that's not true. Mario 64 is not made of chunks.
Select your character. It's my turn.
So some games are not made of chunks. The reason some games do that is because to save space, really. Copy-paste. It's kind of like NES games, for that matter. So Amy's course is called Jumps and Bumps. Also, gonna say that these characters make it's not that these courses belong to these characters, it's just that they're kind of best suited for them. Okay, so Tails' car can't collect these rings when he goes in the middle of them, but Amy can? What, is Amy more fat than Tails? Nah, just her car. Just her bumper car. How do you get that one? I can understand the capsule before, but how do you get that one? I mean, look at this. Her car's not even touching the rings, and yet she still collects them. Her hitbox is just way too big. It's like Mario when he decides to do anything but stay still. His hitbox extends to 10 times his size, then collects a coin, and then ruins your coinless run. And then you have to kill off all your lives, game over, just to get rid of your coins, and even that doesn't work because your memory card is still in, therefore it auto-saves a coin, even though it doesn't tell you it auto-saves, because this is clearly Mario Sunshine. And this game is kind of the same era as Mario Sunshine. Well, SADX is. Not SA. So, question. Do you say SA or SA1DC? I kinda say SA when I'm speaking. I just say Sonic Adventure when I'm referring to Dreamcast. I say Sonic Adventure Director's Cut when I'm referring to literally any other version. Like, I don't care that some versions call it Sonic Adventure without the Director's Cut, because the Director's Cut clearly should be DLC. Because, you know, DX clearly needs to be DLC. I can understand Battle, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, but SADX? No. Why should that be DLC?
Select your character.
Like, when I'm playing Sonic Adventure 2 without the battle, it's implied that I'm playing the Dreamcast. When I play Sonic Adventure without the Director's Cut, it's implied that I play the Dreamcast. So, forget that. Big's course, which is not so much Big's course, is called Jump Out of the Pool. What, do I have to be on a 90-degree angle? Even says right there, collect the rings increases bumper car acceleration. Not acceleration, more like top speed. This course is called Crazy Corners. And guess what? This course is made of nothing but 90-degree turns. Nothing but. Oh, and a few ramps. Yeah, let's just say every turn is 90-degree turns like this. So this course does not complement Big the Cat at all. Actually, it kind of does, because this car is huge and collects the rings right on the corner. So I'll give Big the Cat that much. His car is really good at collecting rings around the corner. I wonder who has the best cornering. Like, I know Knuckles just has high stats. He can steer well. He has high top speed and acceleration. Sonic has high top speed, good turn cornering, but not too stellar top speed acceleration. Big the Cat has just high top speed, high acceleration, high turning, so he's just a stable overall. Gamma doesn't have as high top speed. He corners good, but no, he corners horribly. But he accelerates high, I think. And then Amy just has horrible acceleration, horrible cornering, and horrible top speed. At least they didn't make everybody like, oh, they have bad, 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 good, 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 and eh. They actually gave everyone... Some characters have good top, good this, bad that, bad this, bad that. Not sure how many times I've ever mentioned that when I was doing Twinkle Circuit, but there you go. And lastly, for this video, which isn't a DLC by any means, it's just set to Gamma for some reason. It's just Twinkle Circuit. Let's do it one more time for the hell of it. Just so we can see everyone's capabilities with the hover cars. The courses don't really do them justice, or maybe it kinda does, because every course has at least one straightaway to show their top speed. I didn't realize how much Gamma's car looks so stretched. Like, this car looks really stretched. It looks like an actual car. By that I mean, like, you know, how long it is. Not how wide. Like, how long versus how wide. It looks like an actual car. That robot noise right there is... I swear, it's like... No, I know for a fact it is. It's the same noise you hear when you listen to the Let's Get This Party Started at the end of it. You know, the music that plays when you're in the Chow lobby in Sonic Adventure 2 battle. But it's the extended version of the song, I mean. When you listen to the extended version of the track, I guess on, like, the OST, at the end of it, near when the actual music stops, it, like, fades out and just does a bunch of robotic sounds. Gamma's sound right there is one of those robotic sound effects. So maybe the singing was the SA cast all along? Yeah, they can't be. Because then you have stuff like... I can't remember the lyrics. Actually, do they even count as lyrics? Because you can barely make out what they're saying at all. Just like Shadow's songs. If I do get to that point, I will mention them. I should listen to the music after this. Well, I wish I could say more because I am racing. I would like to say real quick that I would like to LP some type of racing game. How is that possible? I'll find a way. When will it happen? Probably in like 4 years. Because I have a bunch of non-racing games planned as LPs. Well, there you go. That was all the DLC I want to show. And in fact, this completes the collection of DLCs. But wait, isn't there one more? Yes, there is. Can I do it? No, I can't. Not even with this mod. Not even. Why? Because the DLC in question is basically lost and can't be recovered, really. No one we know of owns this elusive DLC. So I'll say what it basically is. It's basically, I can't pronounce the name, but what it does, it's basically Christmas, but celebrating New Year's instead. That's it. The only photo I've seen places a tree right here. I guess I'll insert a picture if I can find one. That's just the whole thing. It's basically Christmas, except without the music, and celebrating New Year's instead of Christmas. That's literally it. And somehow this event prevents Knuckles from ever completing his story. So later on they gave the fixed version of the event. And again, this is Japan only. So not only do we know of no one who owns this, and we just can't find a file base for it. Like, it wasn't released for America ever, so it's even more lost. Until we find it, may we never see this event. We might never get to see it. We might, who knows. Also, because it's the internet, of course there's fakers out there. There's fake ones. Beware of that. If anyone at all happens to know where the real... happens to have this event, or this DLC, please if you can hear me, please let me know. If anyone at all, if anyone you know has this DLC.
Select your character.
And just spread the word. If you see this DLC, let everyone know. Like, I want to do it for the channel. I'm sure everyone who does these DLCs wants to do it for the channel too. And it would basically explode the SA Sonic Adventure community. Because this event was just lost forever. This is like the only thing about Sonic Adventure we have not yet recovered. So anyway, why my mission mode here? I'm gonna give you guys a preview of what I should have done long ago.
Let's get him.
Next time in Sonic Adventure, we're going to do mission mode. All 60 missions. Also, what is this text? I should probably fix that. But yeah, I'm going to be doing all 60 missions here. It's going to be long. It's probably going to bring the counter up to 60 videos, probably, because some of these events actually suck. I actually still have a few bonus videos planned too, so I might post those before I post mission mode. Especially since in the bonus video I posted here, I forgot one important and crucial detail. So you can expect that as well. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.